I see that you're finally wearing the glitter jacket.
Yeah, I did.
Never wore it on the show before.
Since it's our first show tonight.
This is our first show on Village Connection Network. I'm really excited.
Way to go. Give me 5 on that. Let's do this.
Yeah. Good evening. How are you guys?
Heather Lee, how are you, sweetheart? We're shipping
I'm doing
shirts
great.
away.
I had to call in because I just wanted you guys to pay extra shipping to get my shirt.
Thank you, Heather.
Actually, I'm going to give them to your father, and he's going to ship them to you.
Oh, in that case, I'll never get it.
Brought up a really good point, Darren.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. It sounds like somebody's in heat. It's good.
How are you, Music Man, this week?
Really interesting question.
That's a fantastic question, Norman.
Wow. See, I got a fantastic. You just got good. I got fantastic. What kind of toy did she like? I'm kidding.
Come on, he always goes there. Were you drinking before the show? One of the cardinal rules. 2 things you never do to a woman. You never say they're old, and you never say they're heavy.
I'm never going to see her again. What's the difference?
Trust me. Wait a second.
We both know I won't be seeing you again.
You know Lauren for a long time.
Yes, I do. By the way, this is a Yankee station.
It's a Yankee station. John, it's a Yankee station.
All right?
4th extravaganza.
Hell no.
Hi, Eileen. Eileen's on.
Hi, Eileen. Eileen Karina is on.
Yeah,
Hi, Eileen.
Great question. We have a lot of undulations out in the field. Undulations.
Is that a wine? What the hell is undulation?
Fred, don't use big words. John's not calling his chicken.
Did you just call me a chicken?
I called you a chicken. I did call you a chicken.
You called me a chicken.
I called you a chicken. Hey, right? So this
Help.
I gotta get him a cough button, Jim. What do you think?
A cough button would be a good idea. Consider that a good question that he asked?
Great question.
There you go. I got
Pythons and brains.
But our own John from Hazlitt provided the confetti for the ticker tape parade. Hey, sorry. This, yeah, I was just gonna say, this show's about him. It's not about you.
Hey, give me some loving.
How are you, Music Man?
Hello, Darren. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm absolutely convinced. I'm
telling
you
you.
got some kind of brain damage when you had that thing last year.
I'm telling you, and he called. And
Seeing interviews by Darren and the Music Man. Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Siafe and Norman Wasserman.
Let's do this, yeah.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren, right over here, and the Music Man right over here. Good evening.
Good evening, Music Man. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
How's everything? How was your 2 days away from me?
I was away from you for 2 days. What's the day?
We haven't seen it
yesterday.
Well, it was Monday.
Monday I saw you, so it's not 2 days.
Okay, so
it's
one
Tuesday
day and a half.
So there you
Day
go.
and a half.
All right.
So how was it?
It's great.
So I had a speaking engagement this morning, as you know.
Yeah,
and I was
you were speaking on the tip?
At the tip, and I was told I'm much better without you.
Well, you should try it. You should go on your own and see.
Well, you know what? I tried it. Remember, I tried it last year for a few weeks.
That's right.
For a few months.
And you lived through it.
I lived through it.
Right.
It was a lot tougher then. It's a lot easier having you next to me than not having you
yes,
next
it
to me.
does, and I appreciate that.
And I'm appreciative of that.
And I don't want to be lonely without you either, so don't get sick and do everything, because
No,
we got
actually,
a lot
I'm
of
doing pretty
special
good.
things coming up for next year, which we're going to tell everybody out come
we're almost
December.
sold out for the first quarter already.
Yeah, so
first quarter's
really
almost
good.
booked and gone, people. It's crazy. Yeah, but so we got a pretty special guest today. Actually, somebody you know very well.
Yeah,
right?
I know this gentleman. He is very, I'm going to use the word, I would say big in his profession, very well known, but he's actually quite tall.
Yes,
but there again, everybody is much taller than I am anyway.
Well, us, you know.
Oh, you can say us, but this gentleman is very well known. We'll forget the tall and all that kind of stuff. But he's very well known in his profession, and he happens to be an attorney.
Right.
But there are a lot of attorneys, and this particular attorney is not a corporate attorney, and he's not an injury attorney, and he's not a corporate attorney, and he's not an entertainment attorney, and he's not an immigration attorney.
So what kind of attorney is he?
What kind of attorney is this guy?
Yeah, what
All
does he do?
He's actually a collection attorney, and
Oh.
if you're a business out there, you want to know about Elliot Portman of the Portman Law Group.
Welcome, Elliot.
Welcome. Was
Thanks-
that a good
thanks for being on the
segue?
show
Was that
today.
good?
That's wonderful.
Nice
Well,
bid, buddy. We
In
got something in
the
common.
immoral words of Norm Crosby, it's my extinct pleasure to be here.
And it's our extinct pleasure to have you here.
Hey, Jim, I like the new mic covers. It almost looks like he's got a tribble on his lapel.
He does.
I thought that was a mouse crawl.
It is kind. It's kind of strange. Like maybe I
I
should trim.
thought it was a fishing lure.
You know, you are a very, very well-known person in the business world. And I'm happy to say, but sorry to say, that I've had to use your expertise a couple of times over the years. And you've been very successful for me, as you have been for a lot of people. And it may sound kind of simple to people. Well, what's he do? Pick up the phone and just collects money? Is that how? No. This is a very intricate business. You even teach other attorneys how to go and do this. But before we get into that, let's discuss about you. Why did you become an attorney? Is that something that you wanted to do from childhood?
Pretty much. My maternal grandfather and uncle were both attorneys. And I got a little prodding from my parents, go in that direction. So from a fairly young age, I said, let me develop oration skills.
Would they give you alternatives, like either become an attorney or get the hell out of here?
No, it's probably attorney and doctor, right? You had those choices?
No, not doctor. No, I don't think that was on the table.
No, it wasn't on the table.
Or if you come from a Jewish family, doctor, lawyer, or you got to be a banker or something.
Well, that is when the Jewish man becomes
you get into
fully
stereotypes.
developed
Yes,
when he gets
exactly.
his
That's exactly what it
postgraduate
is.
degree.
That's the way it was.
For me, it was fun because I like to debate. I like to.
So when
engage
did
in
you
conversation.
realize? How old were you when you realized? Oh, you know what? Maybe I want to be an attorney. Maybe this is what I want to do.
Fairly early in high school.
Okay.
So I'll say 15, 16.
All right.
You on a debate team or something like that triggered it?
No. I just did all that stuff in the hall, just like real lawyers do. We negotiate everything in the hall, not in the courtroom. And I had the opportunity to go to a 3-year university. I went to Brockport State, and I had the choice.
That's a good school.
Mm-hmm.
It is now, yeah.
Oh, you made it what it is. Your picture is hanging in the archives there.
I
Right?
don't think so.
So you went to Brockport, and you got your undergraduate degree in what?
A BA in political science.
Okay. So is that
Every attorney has a BA in political science
Well, I'm
or
saying-
history.
Not necessarily
or
so.
history.
okay? So
Or English.
Oh,
so
I haven't
ba-
met that, but okay.
attorneys, and again, people who know they're going to be attorneys. When you apply to law school, I mean, what's the undergraduate degree that they're really looking at? I mean, can I go to get an undergraduate degree in basically anything and get accepted to law school?
Take
If
the
I
LSATs.
do well on the LSATs and all the other stuff?
If you do well in the LSATs, I think most law schools are looking for a diversity in their student body. If everybody was a political science major, it'd be pretty dull. I almost had a minor in sociology. And
That would have been pretty dull, too. So.
The
Why do you say
observation.
that?
Because it,
That's
See,
not
I've been
necessarily true.
observing the two of you before we went live. And there's a thesis in here someplace.
A long one.
So there's a good case
A
study. Is
bestseller.
that what you're saying between the two of us? The interactions that go
I'm
on.
not saying yes, and I'm not saying no.
Well, that's why we got all these views. People don't know what the hell to expect when we're on.
It's mostly him that they don't
Yeah,
know what
that's
to
it.
expect stuff from.
Except if you go to a tip.
Right.
They tell you
exactly,
something else.
Exactly. But let's get back to you. You're changing the focus here, Elliot. We're not going to let you do that. But so you went to Brockport. You got a degree in political science. And you did well enough. You got obviously on the LSATs and that. What law school did you go to?
I went to what was then called the New England School of Law. Now it's New England Law.
New England Law. And where is that?
Boston. It's the last independent law
South
school.
Carolina.
No, well, it could have been Connecticut. It could have been,
Please.
It was, I believe, the last independent law school in Massachusetts.
Really?
Not affiliated with a major university.
Was it right in downtown Boston where
Yes,
all
it was.
where BU is and all the other ones and Mass Tech?
More near City Hall.
Okay.
And at the time, the combat zone.
All right.
Why did you pick that school? I'm sure you had offers from
They
other
said
schools
yes.
to go to. Okay. So I told
That's
you
a
had
good
personality.
reason.
He's
That's
good.
a good
He's funny.
reason.
You're a funny guy.
Brilliant.
That was the only reason? Just yes?
Well, I needed a second. There was another law school I was admitted to, but it was in San Diego.
Oh, who would want to go there?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
the weather
like, really,
itself,
God.
like
I mean, it's
terrible.
only
I didn't
what?
go to the University of Miami when I had
Right.
the choice because I said, okay, 3 years, fine. Okay.
Okay, so I can do it. Yeah, I understand that.
freeze, and there's going to be snow all over
I'll
me,
deal
but
with the weather in Brockport if I only got to go for 3 years. I cut a year off.
I knew I wanted to go to law school.
Mm-hmm.
So this was my ticket to get there.
So how did you
Boston.
like Boston, living in Boston?
Oh, it's great because it's a college town.
Right. It really is.
I went off to Boston having graduated Brockport at 20. So I was the same age as...
Wow, that's pretty young.
Yeah, well, that's the way
Good
it
for
goes
you.
sometimes.
You a Boston Red Sox fan?
No.
Good. Are you a Yankee fan?
No. Should I leave
Door,
now?
is the door
No,
open?
we're not. We're not even going there. We're not going there. It has nothing to do with baseball.
We're not discussing.
So when you go to law school, everybody gets well. Obviously, you specialize in a certain type of law, and you see all these lawyers that specialize because we have lawyers on all the time and they specialize. How do you figure out what specialty you end up doing? How do you figure that out? I mean, are you taking broad courses across the board to kind of figure that out, or?
I was going to be a real estate attorney.
Okay.
And I took a whole bunch of elective classes. Your first year, you're locked in.
Right. Okay.
You have the courses that
the basic courses
the basic
that an attorney
courses.
needs.
The second year, a little bit less. You have a few electives. By the third year, you have a lot of electives. And most of my electives were real estate law. Some of those classes went for 2 hours, and quite frankly, I got bored. So I would leave after the first hour, go across to the Sheraton, and go have lunch at Legal Seafood.
Okay. Legal seafood. That
I did that
fits,
a couple
right?
of times. And
That was a good
That
change.
was fun. Yeah, that was fine.
Was that where all the law students hung out?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everybody from that class, anyway.
Okay.
That was a pricey place to go when you're in college.
Well, if you have a beer,
Oh, I'm figuring
liquid
you're eating.
lunch.
I mean, lunch. I go, okay, got
that
it.
was lunch.
Got it.
It's on a student budget. You're going to have your priorities.
And that you do.
See, but I take all these real estate classes. I graduate in real estate tanks.
Okay. Yeah. So
All right, so now I'm wondering, what am I going to do having taken all these classes? And
Well, when you came out of school, did you get a job with a large law firm? Did you get a job with a small law firm? Did you go out on your own right away? How does that work?
what wound up happening is you're a new graduate, not admitted to the bar yet.
Okay.
So you send out all these resumes, and these potential employers really take a chance on you because they're like, okay, I'm going to bring this person in, and I'm going to start training them, and they'll get it eventually. I don't know how the law school curriculum is now, but back then I graduated and I had this piece of paper in my hand and no practical idea of how to practice law.
Well, I had the same thing when I graduated college as an accountant. I tell everybody I didn't learn how to be an accountant until after I got my first job, and I didn't know how to practically apply what I learned. It was all base knowledge, and half the stuff you learn in school, as you know, once you get on the street, it's a whole different world.
It is a different world,
You
and a
know.
lot of employers won't give the new law graduate a chance because they say, go someplace else and make some mistakes, and then
Then
you
call
may
me.
be ready.
They want you to learn on. They want to make
so
this.
where are you supposed to learn?
Right. So where did you end up in a large firm, small firm, or
A small firm, 2 partners. I was the new guy, new person. I'm
In
sorry.
New
What did they
York?
specialize in?
Did you come back to New York after school, or did you stay up in
I
Massachusetts?
did. I had met my future wife at Brockport.
Okay.
Illegal seafood?
No.
No, Legal Seafood was Boston.
Oh,
Brockport was.
I have to pay attention.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I was told, you'll be coming back to New York. My parents were here, and
Yeah.
my family was here, so it wasn't like she had all that much influence. Got back, went to work for a general practice, 2 partner. One guy did personal injury, one guy did criminal defense. They did some corporate work. All this was like literally above my pay grade. I walk in the first day.
So wait, you study all this real estate law, and then you go work for a firm that doesn't
do real estate.
Well, they did some house closings.
That's that.
Right?
And they kind of threw that on your desk.
No.
Is that what
No.
they gave you to do? Because it's relatively simple as compared to being a personal injury attorney?
I think they were trying to figure out what I could do well. And so they show me this office, and they say, you see that pile of files in the corner? Those are judgments. Turn those into money. Because it's not litigation. It's post-judgment work, and you figure it out.
So that's how you started in the whole venture of becoming a credit collection attorney.
Right, and I picked up some litigation experience doing small claims trials and small balance trials. But the real education didn't start until the next firm.
Okay. So you, how long were you at this firm, and how long were you doing that? You know?
I was only there a couple of years.
All right. So you're there a couple of years. You kind of get a little experience behind you, and then you move to a larger firm, or
It was larger in terms of personnel, but really 2-partner.
two-partner firm, but they have more personnel.
They had
and-
collectors.
Okay.
They had a whole floor
So
of
what was their
collectors.
specialty?
That was their specialty.
Collection? Or was it a general practice with collection?
It was collection and other things.
Got it.
And I was primarily collections person. One of 3 staff attorneys. I was an associate there.
And there were 3 other collection attorneys or just 3 other attorneys?
2 other collection attorneys and the partner who had a more varied type of
Okay. So
practice.
does it matter how many attorneys were there?
Yeah, because now his experience is going to change.
Well, obviously he's got
Because
this as more people. So
Oh, okay.
so now you're really in the environment of collections, and you're really seeing all of these different people working it. So it's not just you trying to figure it out.
Yes. But by that time, I had a basic knowledge of how to do all this.
So when you walked in, did you have more knowledge than some of these people, or do you think that you learned more being around this group of people?
The way the group kind of evolved, there was somebody who had been there for 6 or 7 years.
Right.
So he was the senior associate. And I joined with a couple of years' experience, and then they hired somebody right out of law school. So I was in the middle. Then the senior guy left. I became the senior guy. And they hired somebody else. So you had the guy was hired after me, and now a real newbie.
Right.
And as senior associate, you have a lot of responsibility because no one wants to sit in the chair of woe. The chair of woe is in the partner's office.
Okay.
If the partner asked you to sit in that chair, you knew the woe was coming.
Is this
So
a,
as a senior associate, you were the hand-selected person to sit in the chair of woe.
No, I was the person who tried to keep everybody out of the chair of woe.
Wow.
Does every firm have a chair of woe?
I can't speak for other firms,
But all the firms that you've worked with.
we named that the chair of woe.
Got it.
Okay.
And that was a tradition handed down from associate to associate at that firm.
Got it.
So Elliot, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you and learn more about what you do and how you do it, how can they do that?
You can go to my website, plg-ny.com, or give me a call at 631-629-5640.
All right, fantastic.
That's 631-629-5640.
Back
Is
before
that
midnight
correct?
tonight.
That's it.
That's it. And you take calls, all hours?
No.
No.
You can call the number, but I may not pick up.
Do you have an answering machine in case somebody gets crazy all of a sudden they get a phone call from another attorney that says I'm going to sue
There's
you? or whatever?
voicemail on there. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, he's got one of those little machines with tape in it.
No, he's a professional. Since I've been there.
I know he does.
No,
I'm
you don't.
teasing.
You have no idea.
When we come back, we're going to get more into really what he does and how he does it, and we're going to learn about that type of stuff.
And you can call in at 631-415-1365 if you have some questions or you'd like to not get specific answers, but to find out a little bit more about how you can use a attorney service.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to do a quick shout out. Eileen. Hi, Eileen.
Hi, Eileen.
Hi,
Eileen.
on, right? Mark
Elliot
Berlin,
says hello too.
Yeah, Mark Berlin's on. Mark is a good friend of the show also. And actually Joshua, who Heather Lee, you know my niece Heather Lee?
Yeah.
Josh is actually in the Army. Thank Josh for Veterans Day.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, we
Thanks
want to
for
thank
your
you for your
service.
service. He's watching tonight too, so hopefully Heather Lee's watching with him. And I send my love to everybody out there. So when we come back, like I said, we're going to talk more about exactly what he does and how he does it and how he beats people up. And all of that fun
he
stuff.
does.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into the dirt. We're gonna get some dirt. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, this is Doug Cormack, Executive Director of Orchard Estate of Woodbury, Woodbury's first assisted living and memory care community. We're opening this summer for seniors who need a little or a lot of assistance with things like taking their medication, meals, or just a maintenance-free lifestyle. Our experienced staff keeps seniors and their families connected to what matters most. Call us today to inquire about our model apartments and discover how Orchard Estate of Woodbury is providing the lifestyle Long Island seniors deserve. Call 516-246-2167. That's 516-246-2167. Or visit orchardestatewoodbury.com. Licensure pending.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friend Entertainment USA. My name is Norman Wasserman. I am also known as the Music Man. Let me just tell you a little bit about Friend Entertainment. We put on concerts for charities, and we do that everywhere from New York to Las Vegas. We do R&B, Motown, rock and roll, jazz, whatever it is that you wish. Friend Entertainment will deliver the best of the best for you and your charity. Here are some of the names of the talent that have performed with us on our stage. Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner, The Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire, the one and only ELO, Elton John himself, Kool and the Gang, and the fabulous Donna Summer. Go to our website, friendentusa.com. That's www.friendentusa.com, or feel free to call us at 631-698-9696. 631-698-9696, and we'll see you at the next show.
Small business owners, are you having trouble growing your business? Do you feel like you're always swimming upstream? Do you feel like daily tension that I can't get ahead and I don't know why? Hi everybody, my name is Darren Sayafi and I'm a business therapist. What's a business therapist? Well, some people call us coaches, some people call us advisors, other people even call us strategists. We take a vested interest in you and your personal development as a person and as a business owner to give you the tools and structure that you need to take it to that next level. So don't wait. Give me a call today for your free consultation and let me show you how you can help yourself.
And welcome back to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man and our special guest, attorney Elliot Portman of the Portman Law Group.
And the phone lines are open, 631-415-1365. That's 631-415-1365. Call in with your questions. We'd love to hear from everybody tonight.
Particularly if you are a corporation, if you are a business.
Oh, we got one. There we go.
There you go. Good evening and welcome to the Business Power Hour. They disappeared?
Yeah, it didn't even come through.
It dropped. So whoever was just trying to call
Try it back again and pay your telephone bill.
Pay your telephone.
M. Johnson, I believe it is, that was trying to call.
M. Johnson. Okay, so M. Johnson, call us back. We got a couple other people. Elizabeth Vaz. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? Thanks for joining. Noel. I'm sorry. Noel's on.
Oh, boy.
So we got,
Lawsuit.
Lawsuit. There we go. I mispronounced the name. So, Elliot.
Yes.
I have clients that we always have this problem. Collecting money is always the biggest issue. It's the biggest issue for any business, is collecting the money. What is... and everybody goes, well, I don't want to take him to court. It's going to take too much time. It's going to, what are my rights as a business owner to go after somebody that owes me money? But not
a customer, someone that you're actually doing, another corporation. You're not going after individual money, right?
Well, it could be an individual person, or it could be another business. But I'm a business that I'm trying to collect my money. I can't collect my money. I would go to somebody like you, correct? Right? Is that something?
I would hope that everybody would come to me.
Okay,
yes.
so I would go to you and I would say, Elliot, look, this individual that, it could be an individual or it could be another company, owes me X number of dollars for services I provided to them.
Yes.
Okay? And now it's, how long before the process should start? What do you recommend? Should it be 60 days out, 90 days out, 120 days out? When should I finally say,
You've had it.
I've had it. It's been 30 days they haven't paid me. They keep promising me they're going to give me money, and they keep stringing me along. What's my rights?
That's the question all business owners wrestle with. I've had people turn around to me and say, what if I cut him off, if I stop selling him, then he'll never pay me back.
Mm-hmm.
Or she. I don't want to be sexist. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it. He'll be sexist, but we won't. You and I won't. He will be.
I'm not even going to talk.
Your best customer is the one that pays you.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not paying you, they're not your good customer.
They're not a customer.
They're not a good customer. They're a bad customer.
Right.
When I get a telephone call or an email from somebody who's got a problem, a debt collection issue, I said to him, look, you have to make up your mind what you want to do. Engage me or whoever when you finally believe that this is it. This is what I want to do. I look at what I do as the extension of customer service. So I'm going to start with a demand letter. Hello, I've been retained by Darren and you owe him.
Now, the demand letters that you send out, are they nasty? Are they, hey, you know what, I've been retained by Darren and pay up tomorrow or we're going to cut your, fingers off?
Well, that's what the baseball bet.
That's a vowel. Somebody. He doesn't have a vowel at the end of his name. So
no, he has no vowel.
Okay, so.
You two guys got vowels.
My demand letter is very straightforward. I've been retained. This is the amount claimed owed. Please contact me within a week to discuss payment options.
Okay. And then they don't call you in the week.
Okay, so they don't call me in a week. I try to get them on the phone. And if they avoid me or they tell me to drop dead, then I turn around to the creditor and I say, this is where we are. Make a decision whether you want to start a lawsuit or not.
Well, what do you think the percentage is that either people don't pick up or they tell you to go drop dead?
I can't give you a percentage.
It's high.
They don't pick up.
Well,
what's can kill you.
To answer?
Okay, so what's like the more common thing? People just ignore your phone calls, or
yes.
Okay, so
everybody's got answering machine or voicemail.
They got caller ID,
and if they don't know the
it.
number or they see your name, they don't want to pick up. That's a problem. That's the one problem with technology.
I took a telephone call today from somebody who received a demand letter, and he said, "What's this about?" Oh, this is so and so. It was a lawyer claim.
Oh, we got a phone call coming in.
Do it. Good evening and welcome to the Business Power Hour. Who's calling?
This is Liz.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, Liz.
Hi.
Liz, did you call in
Hi, how are you?
To talk to the new superstar on the show?
Yes, I'm watching now. I had a question actually for Elliot.
Okay, go ahead.
So I was wondering how it is that he determines, or any debt collection attorney determines, when a case is worth it. If something is collectible, or is there a certain amount? Is there a minimum amount? I'm just curious how he makes those decisions.
Every attorney is different in terms of how they look at a claim. A lot of attorneys look at a difficult claim and immediately shut down and say, gee, I don't see a return here because the business may be out. The person may have moved from their prior address and may be difficult to find.
Well, what's a difficult claim? What's the definition of a difficult claim? Is it you're not going to get any money out of this person, or like you said, they moved, or
you look at it in terms of. I'll give you an example. You have a landlord-tenant, commercial landlord-tenant, and the business moves in the middle of the night. So now I have to find the business. Got to find the new location. Then contact them. Then figure out whether it's the same corporation or not. And so it gets a little complex because a lot of people, what they do is I shouldn't say a lot of people, but people will run a business into the ground because their business plan is not to pay any bills until they absolutely positively have to and not pay 100% of the claim ever.
But isn't that the way you're supposed to do business?
No. Not.
I think what Liz is also getting at is, and Liz, please correct me if I'm wrong. You're obviously a business owner and some people owe you some money and you're making a decision whether you should go after those people or not. You have to make that decision on the amount of money that's owed to you, whether you want to start the procedure. I want you to understand that, and tell me if I'm wrong, not just with you, but collection attorneys, there's not a set fee that you could have to pay this big retainer and you got to do these things. They have a different kind of contract, a different type of agreement. And you would sit down with whatever attorney that you use and you would discuss what the financial arrangement is for them to help you receive that money that you are expecting.
For the most part.
Am I on target, Liz?
So, yeah, but Mike, I'm really wondering, how would you know, how would I know, or how would the attorney know, if it's worth going after until they've done that investigative work? How do you know they're running the business into the ground? How do you know what assets?
A lot of times,
how do you know if they're judgment proof?
A lot of times you don't know until you have a judgment in your hand and try to enforce it. If you look at the claim at the very beginning of its placement, you try to figure out the likelihood of recovery. And there I'm looking at whether the business has a working telephone number, whether part of the claim are bounced checks, dishonored because insufficient funds, that sort of thing. And in terms of a dollar figure, it's up to the individual attorney to decide if I'm taking a percentage of the collection.
Is that how you structure your fees?
It depends on the circumstance. You can have a blended set fee plus a percentage of the recovery, or you can have it on a straight contingency, percentage of recovery. The client is always responsible for paying costs. So you turn around and say, here's a $5,000 claim, and it will cost you $100 to file suit and have it served. So client, make a decision whether you want to invest another $100. You have no guarantee of recovery, but these are your upfront costs. And I try to have a conversation with the client from a perspective of, I don't know if this is collectible, or gee, this really does look
now
collectible.
And this is a question, and a lot of business owners don't know this or not, and I don't know this or not. Do I have the right to tack on my attorney fees for the collection to what is owed to me?
Only if you have a writing from what we call the party to be charged.
Okay.
And
or
so
in your contract.
So if I had a contract.
I encourage all the clients to have a written contract for their services, which include terms by which these bills are going to be paid and what happens if the bills aren't paid. Finance charges. You can't collect finance charges unless there's an agreement. Attorney's fees. It's unfair for the creditor to bear the attorney's fees because they did absolutely nothing wrong. They provided the goods, the services, whatever that they did. And so that burden should be shifted to the party that didn't pay.
But you really can't do that unless you have that in writing?
Correct.
There is one narrow exception on finance charges, which is if in the past this party who didn't pay paid finance charges, you can point at that and say, this is the custom
So
between the businesses.
if I got a problem client collecting money from a client, and I say, you know what, the next invoice I'm going to hit them with a finance charge because they're always late, and I put it on there, and then they pay it, and they do it again, and they're paying finance charges almost on a regular basis. Then they stop paying me. So at that point, I can go in and say they've been paying them.
You can make the argument, but like everything else, it's up to whatever judge this goes in front of whether to grant them.
Now, if I put
Let me just say, Liz, thank you very much for the phone call. We want to keep the line open. And if you have additional questions, give Elliot or whomever 631-629-5640 or call in the morning and you can carry on this conversation. But thank you so much for calling in tonight.
Yes, thanks, Liz. I think she hung up already.
I think Liz is gone. Well, thanks, Liz, anyway.
Okay, so what if on my invoice, I put on the bottom of it all my invoices from day one.
Yes.
That, you know, a finance charge, if you're more than 30 days late, a finance charge of X, whatever the legal rate is, that I can put on there, will be charged on a monthly basis.
That's nice, but it's not effective.
It's not effective. So those invoices that I get from people who have that on there, basically, unless I have a written agreement that they signed, I can't do that.
Right. Well, you can do it. You won't be able to collect the finance charges if it goes in front of a judge.
Mm-hmm.
I've had circumstances in the past where somebody has paid over 100% of the base claim being defined as I did $5,000 worth of work or sold something for $5,000 and the person was late and they paid more than $5,000.
Right.
You know, sometimes settlements happen like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of circumstances in the past where I was able to reclamate the relationship between my client and the other party.
So you were able to, with small claims, I've been involved in some small claim cases in my time, and I've always found that you show up and, you know, and they weren't like huge, I mean, it was like $1,000, $1,100, so I didn't bring an attorney in there, and I'm trying to collect that type of money. And they put you in the room with a mediator.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about our feelings.
Right, exactly. And the mediator kind of doesn't want to let you get out of the room until you guys come to an agreement.
He's told not to let you out of the room until you come to an agreement.
Because they don't want to go in front of the judge. How often does that work?
Having an independent mediator?
Yeah.
That costs money. There are a lot of very good mediators out there, but it's
they
like
hang around the
hiring
courtroom.
It's like, well, that's different. Those are court appointed.
Right.
You have to appreciate that most courts have a small claims calendar of over 100 cases in any one sitting. There's no way they're going to be able to litigate all of them in front of the judge. So they have to knock them off two ways. One is they have arbitrators who also sit, and they have the mediators. And so they start a small claims calendar. They'll go down the calendar and say, go to mediation. Every case, go to mediation. I don't care how long you've spoken to each other before this court date, go to mediation. So you go down the hall, and the mediator says, well, what's this case about? Darren, you probably experienced this, where, what's this case about? Well, accounting fees. And the mediator will say, well, to the other party, well, why haven't you paid? I didn't have the money. Okay, not a legal defense.
Right.
But in the mediator's eyes or ears, that's, oh.
I feel bad for this person.
Let's put them on a payment plan. Darren, let's put him on a payment plan. So everybody
What if I
walks
tried
away.
that? And I said to them, we've tried this, and he
now it's
doesn't.
court ordered.
He doesn't, but he doesn't.
But it wasn't
adhere
court
to the
ordered
payment
before.
plan.
It doesn't. That phrase.
I've heard things. Believe it or not, I heard things like, "Oh, I didn't pay you because I had to pay for my kids' day camp, summer day camp."
Yes.
And I'm like, well, that's not my problem.
Exactly.
This is a conversation I've had with other attorneys. Oh, he was away for a month. was away for a month. What was he doing? Spending my client's money?
Exactly. Exactly. You know, and that's how I felt. I was like, wait a second, you're taking care of your personal needs before you're taking care of your obligations.
Correct.
And as a business owner, I don't do that. I don't take care of my personal needs before I take care of my obligations.
That's you.
That's me.
As I said earlier, there are people who have a business plan that I'll pay nothing until absolutely the last minute, and then I won't pay 100% of what you want. That's their business model. Those are the worst of the worst.
Those are the worst of the worst. So, Elliot, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, right, and they want to utilize you for this, and we got some, Eileen's got a couple of good questions we'll get to after the break. All right, but how can they get a hold of you?
My email is portman@plg-ny.com, or you can give me a call at 631-629-5640.
All right, and when we come back, like I said, Eileen's got a couple of questions. We got a couple of other questions on the board we're going to ask Mr. Portman about, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friend Entertainment USA. My name is Norman Wasserman. I am also known as the Music Man. Let me just tell you a little bit about Friend Entertainment. We put on concerts for charities, and we do that everywhere from New York to Las Vegas. We do R&B, Motown, rock and roll, jazz, whatever it is that you wish. Friend Entertainment will deliver the best of the best for you and your charity. Here are some of the names of the talent that have performed with us on our stage. Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner, The Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire, the one and only ELO, Elton John himself, Kool and the Gang, and the fabulous Donna Summer. Go to our website, friendentUSA.com. That's www.friendentUSA.com, or feel free to call us at 631-698-9696. 631-698-9696, and we'll see you at the next show.
Small business owners, are you having trouble growing your business? Do you feel like you're always swimming upstream? Do you feel like daily tension that I can't get ahead and I don't know why? Hi everybody, my name is Darren Sayafi and I'm a business therapist. What's a business therapist? Well, some people call us coaches, some people call us advisors, other people even call us strategists. We take a vested interest in you and your personal development as a person and as a business owner to give you the tools and structure that you need to take it to that next level. So don't wait. Give me a call today for your free consultation and let me show you how you can help yourself.
Hi, this is Doug Cormack, Executive Director of Orchard Estate of Woodbury, Woodbury's first assisted living and memory care community. We're opening this summer for seniors who need a little or a lot of assistance with things like taking their medication, meals, or just a maintenance-free lifestyle. Our experienced staff keeps seniors and their families connected to what matters most. Call us today to inquire about our model apartments and discover how Orchard Estate of Woodbury is providing the lifestyle Long Island seniors deserve. Call 516-246-2167. That's 516-246-2167, or visit orchardestatewoodbury.com. Licensure pending.
Welcome back to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man and our guest Elliot Portman of the Portman Law Group. And Elliot is a top attorney involved in corporate collections.
Are you saying that because of his height?
I didn't say that he was tall. I just
said top.
Because he's terrific at what he does.
He's a tall guy.
I have used his experience firsthand, so I know how good this man happens to be.
Right.
So
I said,
and that's why he is here.
Like I said before,
because.
Go ahead, keep.
Whatever.
Go ahead, keep talking.
No, I was just
right.
breaking your woozies.
Like I said before the break, Eileen's got a couple of questions, but if you want to call in, Eileen Karina.
Who's she?
You know who Eileen is. 631-415-1365 if you want to call in and ask a question. But Eileen...
Actually, Eileen should call in. Well, particularly because she happens to know Elliot. She should call in at 631-415-1365 and ask the question.
She wanted to know if if you represented people who were trying to fight hospital bills, and we had that discussion. You do collections. You go out and collect the money.
I work the plaintiff side.
Right. So you would work the hospital side in that case.
Yes.
In order to try to collect the money. But there are plenty of attorneys out there that will work that other side.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I meet them
on a regular basis. I'm sure.
So what do? They take a percentage of what they save you? Is that how that works? Normally speaking?
I don't know.
All right, so I just thought that you were worldly and you knew that type of thing. So, was I giving you too much credit?
Yes,
well, every attorney is different.
I can't give you enough credit.
Right, every attorney is different in how they charge.
Yes, and
so
typically on the defense side, it would be an hourly.
Mm-hmm.
There are firms that charge a percentage of the savings. And somebody comes after you for $5,000 and they settle for $4,000. They get a percentage of that $1,000 savings.
Right.
It's kind of like the real estate tax thing, right? When you say, I'm going to grieve my taxes,
or grievance.
They say they take a percentage of the savings.
Correct.
I represent those people. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They take a percentage of the savings, and then 2 years later, your taxes are right where they were. But again, obviously, they got to go find
Generally
it.
speaking,
it's
a year, and the people say, no, why should I pay this? My taxes are the same as they were. No, the assessed value went down.
There you go. We got another call coming in.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Power Hour. Your phone call. Who's calling, please?
This is John.
Hey,
I got a problem.
What's the problem, John?
I was wondering if this guy can help me. I got a deadbeat cousin.
Oh no.
That's got a baseball of mine that I was trying to get for months.
Well, listen.
That I paid for, and he's not answering any of my calls. What do I do?
You only paid a fraction of the value of the ball.
Actually, the collection attorney that's going to be calling you tomorrow is
would say, I don't know, just throw out numbers. Say it was worth, I bought it for like $100. Now it's worth, I don't know, maybe twice as much. What do I do?
What's your advice for John to collect the ball that he paid for and he still hasn't gotten?
Besides getting in my car and slapping him around and get my ball back.
If ever a situation called for using baseball equipment, this is probably it.
So, John, what he's saying is we gotta go back to the street way of doing things in order for you to get your ball. But that's my fault because I was supposed to go to his wife's birthday party and
John,
I got detained.
John, you are missing your ball. He's missing his ball.
Well, ever since he got married, he's missing.
Well, my wife's got half. Darren's got the other half. What can I tell you?
I'm sorry to hear that your ball are missing.
Well, Darren, just look over your shoulder. All right, I'm coming to collect.
I'm looking forward to it. You got to take me out to dinner.
I got to take you out to dinner. What? You've been holding this ball hostage for months. The guy's gonna by the time I get it, the guy's gonna retire.
Yeah.
Cut him off.
All right, John. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye, John.
Love you.
Hope you find your ball.
So that's my cousin John. He bought a baseball from a memorabilia collector that was on our show. The memorabilia collector gave it to me. He sent the guy the money, but he gave the ball to me, and I just haven't. He lives in Jersey. I'm not going to go to Jersey just to
John should absolutely take a ride out and meet you.
Well, he actually works from Brooklyn.
Are you saying this is a gratuitous bail situation?
Yeah, where I was helping him out. So what's my remedy?
I believe that you should deposit the baseball with the court.
Oh, okay.
And then he'll go get a court order to have it released to him.
Can you really do stuff like that?
No.
Oh, you got me convinced. And I was very.
It's all about the delivery.
Exactly. Well, that was one of the things that you wrote in your profile.
So, John,
it was about your delivery and how you presented.
So, okay, so John, just let you know, I'm going to go to the Suffolk County Court and deposit the ball. You got to go to
$300 value. All right, so you go to the district.
Well,
court.
it's a Pete Alonso ball. He just won the MVP for the the Rookie of the Year with the Mets and that. So when he bought the ball, this was during the season before he broke any records or anything like that. It was $100.
I'm sure it's
online. I saw it a couple of times, like almost 500. So
there you go.
Yeah, but not after you guys chipped it up like we did last week.
Well, yeah, we bounced it off there. Yeah.
I know you got a stain on it too.
It's stain on it.
Stain ball. Your balls are stained.
We damaged. Shh, don't tell him it's damaged. But
I didn't say anything about being damaged.
all right,
and stained.
let's get back to our guest here.
He's having a good taste happy that we're not talking to him.
I'm both working on my sociology thesis, examining the two of you, and this would probably be a good time to tell you I'm an ordained minister.
Oh, you are? Okay. All right.
It's ideal.
Yeah, that would be.
So keep it clean.
Keep it clean. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. See, you go.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm not saying anything. Show's over.
I thought he was implying he could marry you guys.
No,
if we wanted to get married, I'm already married.
Yeah, he's married.
All right.
So.
And I've already been unmarried, so I don't want to go back there again.
So. We apologize if we.
Hell no, we don't. That's part of our show. You take us or you leave us, so that's how we go. That's how we roll.
I apologize.
Oh, that's okay, guys.
I didn't know you were an ordained minister. Are you really? No. Okay. Are you really?
Yeah, online.
Online. So
online ordained minister.
Yeah, that's right.
It's amazing how that works, right? You can go online. How long did it take you to become an ordained minister?
About as long as it took to fill out the application.
So that's basically what it is.
That goes back to a story from my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
One of my parents' friends was one of these online ordained ministers. And they go to this, I think it was a marriage ceremony, the group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And they go, and the officiant doesn't show up. And with this, the fellow who was online ordained minister steps up and says, I'll do it. And he did it. So I figured, that's...
You never know when you'll be asked.
Value-added service.
It's a value-added service. There you go, and you can do that.
It comes in good.
That's awesome.
So at 631-629-5640, you can discuss collections, and you can also discuss your upcoming marriage.
Well, that goes back to what he was talking about. He's reconciled.
He's a corporation. He's like
he's reconciled clients, customers, and
that's terrific.
All about cross-selling.
Do you ever have trouble collecting your money? At the wedding or the bar mitzvah or wherever else you're doing?
Oh, I haven't actually officiated.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
So if you need an official for any special event
that has a collection background,
now that could be a good cover to get actually to the debtor, couldn't it?
Back to reality. Where do you practice? Where is your reach?
I'm licensed in New York State. I have gone to Rochester, Syracuse, Albany. I haven't been to Buffalo yet.
So anywhere in New York State you would go? If it's the right situation.
The numbers were high enough, yes.
Right, okay.
Do you have reciprocity in any other states? Do you help anybody from other states? People in Texas, California?
I've been doing this business for over 30 years. I belong to all sorts of professional associations, so I know people all over the world who do what I do. You have a claim in Guam, I got a person for you.
So basically you're networked everywhere, so it really doesn't matter, and this is for everybody, it really doesn't matter where you are, this gentleman can help you.
Period.
I have an international clientele as well.
Mm-hmm. So you're all over the place. Right. What's the most exotic place that you've actually had to do this type of work in?
Exotic?
Exotic.
Or far out.
Well, he says away. Guam is one of his clients.
Well, I wouldn't say Guam was exotic.
Well, tropical. How's that?
Tahiti, maybe.
Oh.
Have you worked in Tahiti?
No.
Okay.
No.
You said Guam.
How about the Bronx?
You said, yeah.
Well, the Bronx, yes.
You make any calls in the Bronx, the Grand Concourse or whatever?
I have. Way back in the day, I was a process server. It's one of the things I was doing, and I went to a concrete company.
In the Bronx?
No, actually, it was out here on the island, and I was pretty sure I was.
Any feet hanging out of the?
I was pretty sure I wasn't coming back from that one.
The shoes were their specialty.
Cement shoes. Is that what they call them?
That's what they call them. But no, okay. Also, let's get back to it. No, so you cover basically Long Island, New York. Anywhere in New York, you can personally go.
Yes.
But you are networked throughout the world.
Yes.
Not only the United States, but throughout the world, and you can facilitate collections throughout the world.
We'll have a situation where a judgment is entered in New York State, but has to be enforced in some other state or some other country.
So how do you do that if you got a judgment in New York and the client is in Guam?
The debtor?
The debtor is in Guam.
It's vacation.
No.
No, how does that
write it off?
You contact somebody within your network?
Yes, I would contact somebody who covered Guam, and I would say to him or her, look, I've got a New York judgment. It has to be domesticated wherever.
Do you talk Guamese?
What's Guamese?
Guamese is a special language that they speak in Guam.
Okay.
What are you talking about? Man, you're out of your mind.
It's like, do you
really
speak
are.
Haitian? In Haiti, they speak Haitian.
No, they speak, in Guam, what do they speak? Spanish, right? No?
Hopefully they speak English, because I got to communicate with whoever it is.
Well, I understand. You got to. I'm asking you, but you say you have a client in Guam. Do they speak English?
I gave Guam as an example.
Okay.
Oh, is that what it was?
I
Oh,
gotcha.
Got it.
I gotcha.
Speaking of examples, you have an example on a special event that's coming up soon for you. Is that correct?
I'm on the board of Long Island Advancement of Small Business, which really caters to smaller businesses. It's an educational organization rather than networking. We put on programs every month. It's the second Wednesday of every month. At Adelphi University has an auxiliary campus in Hauppauge on
Yes,
Kennedy Drive.
I've actually been to some of your events.
Well,
See
other
that?
people haven't, and I'd like to invite everybody who's listening and watching. We're having our December open house on December 11, 7:30 a.m. through 10 o'clock in the morning. But we would like you to go to liasb.com.
That's liasb.com?
Yes, and register, because we need to have an accurate head count for breakfast.
Yes, and you guys bring in some
serve
good
breakfast.
food.
We serve breakfast.
They bring in
good
some
deal.
good food. I've been to it.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. It's good stuff. They actually put on really good programs, especially for small business owners.
You also teach attorneys your end of profession, do you not?
What winds up happening is a lot of attorneys will call me, will contact me, because they know what I do, and say, well, I have this judgment. What do I do now? And after I say, well, you really should refer it to me. But if you want to do it yourself, do X, Y, and Z. And I've accumulated over 30 years that I'm doing this, an arsenal of forms, which haven't gone outdated yet. So I'm very generous with my time and helping other attorneys. I've lectured at the Suffolk Bar Association, the Academy of Law, on judgment enforcement. That's always very well received. It's probably something I should be doing again. And
Can I give you a testimonial? Whether you say yes or no, I'm giving it to you anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to do this because the hour is winding down. So
yes, very quickly.
It's relief
I'm having so
for you
much
now.
fun, though.
Okay, well then we
Why
can
does
like
this
to
have
have
to
you
end?
come back. I asked you to be a guest on the show, and it's just not because we network together and we've met each other. We've known each other now for a while, but I've actually used your expertise over the years, and you have been nothing but totally professional in every aspect that I've needed you. One thing that attorneys or accountants or professional people do is called get back to you. They don't return a phone call. They don't return emails. They don't. If you text them, you don't hear from them. You got to beg to get a response. You are so the opposite. I mean, no matter what questions, how often I ask you the question or whatever, you are always there with a response and a professional response. And anybody who's listening to the show, I'm going to tell you if you have a problem, that Elliot Portman is really the guy to call. If you have a business and you're having a problem, the worst thing in the world to happen is that you're going to have a phone call. And if you call him at 516-629-5640, say that you heard about them on the Business Hour,
Well,
or don't say it. It doesn't matter.
You're not going to get them at 516-629.
So it's 631, whatever it may be. Just call the guy, all right, and do yourself a favor, and he will help you. And that's all I got to say about that.
I've been fortunate enough. I'm glad you had a great experience. I've been fortunate enough where I'm not in the need of utilizing Elliot. It's probably because my name ends in a vowel, but
whatever floats your boat, that's cool. But since my name doesn't end in a vowel, and I'm like 4'2" versus 6'5",
look, it's.
That's all right. Unpaid bills give me the thrills.
Unpaid, I like
bills,
that.
Right? That's his cliche. That's his thing. Yeah.
Unpaid bills.
Trademark pending.
So I called him up one day. I said, "Sorry, Pastor." I called him up one day. I said, "Listen, I got a project for you. This particular project's going to give you an erection."
Oh man!
So he started laughing. It was really very, very good because he was getting a thrill. It was a nice deal. So that was it. But thank you so much.
Yes,
you really have
you.
been a great guest.
Thanks for having me.
We thank you for being here.
Despite my
Really great job.
reputation.
No, you did great, Pastor.
You did great. Yes, thank you. All right, so
I have nothing else to say. I said enough for tonight.
You said plenty. So what do we got coming up?
We got all kinds of stuff
Next
coming
week
on. How's
we got
that?
a couple of good guests, right?
I don't know. Do we?
Yeah,
I don't remember who's on next
Monday.
week.
We got our friend Rob from Zipbox.
It's Zipbox, ZIPPBOX. You know
Rob's a cool guy.
Yeah,
he's
Rob's
a good guy.
Yeah, Rob's one
all
of
right,
our
he has a
clients,
very
so.
unique business. Something
Yeah.
that is what he's made it unique. He's made it.
It's very cool.
Professional.
It's very cool.
Very professional.
When Rob comes on, you're gonna love Rob, and
Yeah, he's a good
we
guy.
all know Rob, so he's a great guy, and we're looking forward to having him on. And then Wednesday night is the Micro Magro Foundation.
Yeah, Terry will be here.
Terry Magro.
This
will
is
be
our
on.
Give Back Wednesday.
Yep, next Give Back Wednesday, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So I know everybody will be home. They got nothing to do, so they should be watching the show.
This is a special lady with a very, very special organization.
Yes, that do a lot of good
we
things.
invite you to tune in next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And in meanwhile, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be safe, enjoy, and we'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, everybody
at
be
6:15.
safe. And everybody have a great week. We'll see you Monday right
Thank you,
here
Elliot.
on the Village Connection Network. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
They're all dead. The lines cut off inside my head. I left here like a broken man with no idea of where I stand. Oh, my mind clear. Oh, I shed all my tears. Oh, now baby, I was just waiting here while you moved on. Security, this newfound freedom you kept from me. The sound of all your loaded guns. This outbreak war has just begun. The sound of all your loaded guns. This broken man has already won. Oh, my mind clear. Oh, I